Welcome, everybody, to the Last Key Game Show, coming to you live from our Denver, Colorado studios, the beautiful Rocky Mountains. We have my co-host, I am, and of course, Coach Steve Toth, that's me, and our cast, Ben, with us today. And the theme of the show today is Are we living in a simulation? And of course, yes, we are streaming on YouTube Live as well as YouTube Red and at ConsciousEvolutionMedia.com. And let's kick this thing off. So I am really bad at math. Matter of fact, I never liked math.
Well, that's good. You work with numbers.
And I'm in finance. Yes. Go figure. So I think maybe not. I would be better qualified to talk a little bit about the science of this thing called simulation. But before you do, I just want to say that I don't just intellectually know that this is a simulation, like I know it. How do I know? Because I know that everything is information. And if everything is information, this cannot be real. That's how simple this is for me. There you go. Show is over.
Oh, okay. Bye. Have a good night.
Go. Okay, go.
Wow. This is a really good topic. And the only way that I could really just say here on a show for somebody, you know, if you don't believe this stuff sort of thing, I just pulled up on another laptop a TED Talks entitled, "You Are a Simulation and Physics Can Prove It." There's been over 1 million views on that one. That was 3 years ago. And I just think we don't want to. We don't want to believe it. We don't want to know. We don't really want to know the truth. We want our comfy little knowings. And some of them were only handed down. Like I'm a Christian because my parents went to church when I was a kid, kind of thing. Make sense?
And I'm a communist because I was born into a communist country. Yeah.
Yeah, and you chose that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really no country.
But
But you don't want to know that. That ruins the whole story.
But I gave it up. I said, you know, F you.
Okay, what up?
The communist thing.
But that's the game.
Yeah, I know that's the game. But
there was nothing there.
But I didn't want to play that game, so I'm playing a different game.
But you did play it by playing against it.
I know that.
Isn't that wild?
Yes, I know that I play the game, but I didn't know the rules back then.
There isn't any.
Okay.
See how it messed up? It's in your head.
Uh-huh.
This whole experience is in your conscious awareness. Yeah. We use some words like even like mind's eye. People use words like, oh, I see it in my mind's eye. They don't even like they water down what that eye is. That is the real I.
So the definition of freedom then is there are no rules. Because I was always after freedom. It's the only reason I'm even here.
Right. And you're in absolute control of it.
Okay.
Because it's in your head.
But then here's the thing. I am interacting with this game. You know, I'm interacting with many games actually. I'm finding out. And that also I'm playing different roles in these games. So like in this show, I'm playing a co-host, right? So I have my co-host hat on. And then when I'm finishing this, I'm gonna go play tennis with my son. So I'll be the father, that hat. And then after that, I'll be going to see my daughter and my grandkids because I'm babysitting for them. So I'll be the grandpa. I'll have a different hat. And then what am I doing after that? Oh, after that, I'm gonna go work out. Hey, guess what? I've been working out for 2 weeks.
Nice. There you go.
It feels so good. It feels so good. You have no idea. Every time I work out for like an hour, afterwards I feel like a newborn. It feels really good, and I get tons of energy, which is kind of weird. I'm sweating my butt off, and I end up with a lot of energy. That makes no sense in physics, does it?
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, it's perfect. Okay. So
yeah,
and after that, I'm gonna get my massage, which is gonna be awesome. Oh my God, I can't wait. What a day. So you see all these games I'm going to be playing today and the different roles that I'm going to have, different hats I'm going to have on. So it's like I'm an actor and I'm acting really good in all these games. So here's the thing about this freedom thing. is that when I'm playing it, like I would love to play this game with absolutely no rules. But what's happening is other people get pissed off when I do that.
That's neat. Because part of the playing it, when you really, really, really want to choose to, like, okay, I realize I'm in a game and I might as well play it. Part of that is everything that you witness is reflecting back to you. There's you that's getting absolutely ticked that you're trying to do this. And you just described that day of, this is like, the game is energy. You said that, energy and information.
And it's all information.
When you're doing all that exercise and everything, you get energy flowing. And that's why I said look up meridians, that ancient Chinese meridians, acupuncture, acupressure, all that is getting the energy flowing again. You're an energy wizard. Really, you're playing with energy, you're feeling the energy, you're moving energy. Moving is motion, and energy is a symbol in physics and stuff is E for energy. So even emotion is energy in motion. And you feel amazing, and it's an energy game. It's all energy. It's for you, it's all taking place in your own head. So you are in absolute control. You are. You cannot not be. But that's not the game that you signed up for. Being born in a communist country, that's an obvious, I didn't want total freedom.
So I'm getting lots of echo. I'm getting lots of echo in this game. What's up with that?
Really?
Yeah. Did you take your headset off, or did you do something not permitted?
No, I think it's a gameplay. This is wild. I got my earphones in.
Okay, it's fine now. It's fine now.
YouTube just figured I needed to be heard a lot.
So Ben, do you think this is real?
I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, I had this this thought the other day. I was watching this TV show. It's about different dimensions. And I tried thinking that, applying it to kind of our lives and stuff, and thinking, what if when we die, if we just, is it like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking this concept the other day, that what happens when we die if we just kind of get to this, like, if all this is just made believe, like this, like Earth and the planet and humankind is just, we, you know, when we're born into our lifetimes, we create history and we create everything. And like when we're next life, we're aliens, you know, what if this whole thing is just a computer program, that there's not more people, there's no humankind, it's just, you know, we create all this ourselves. So I don't know. I've been trying to come and down with this idea of this whole simulation where it's just like there's no Alexander the Great. He's just something one of us created. You know, we created the past. Like this is the only life that will ever exist. And the next one is the next, you know, try at, you know, this whole game. Cool. I'm probably excited really bad, but
so it's neat that you said alien, because there are many times I have used that word to describe us, because we created this picture of what an alien is supposed to look like, forgetting that this thing called human is just a word, and it's just a concept. And if you look at us, and if you look at the aliens we have created in videos and in movies and in our mind, how are we any different? What makes us any different than an alien?
Yeah, on Mars, you're the weirdest looking thing.
But people normally don't, you know, it's like I talk sometimes in the finance industry about how not real the money is, that we're transferring millions of dollars every day, hundreds of millions of dollars, and we're just doing it on a keyboard. But everybody in the business absolutely convinced that it's real.
Yeah.
Those dollars exist, and it's obvious that whatever they're doing already tells you it's not real. There's no money. There's no money transferring. There's no money transferring any hands. It's just data, information.
It's very cool that you can do that, since that's your job, because that's part of actually moving beyond in the game. The game, it's all program sort of things. There's a program for this, there's a program for that. When you hit a certain age, this kicks in. When this happens, this kicks in. When, you know, you're in your 70s, this has to happen. All these programs, they're all very programmed. They're very structure-like. It's very structure-like. So I have
so
the
much
best wording I've heard.
Okay, so I just want to say that there's so much detail. Like I think, no, not I think, I know that in my business, in my business, the reason everybody thinks that it's real, and they would like swear up and down that it's real, is because the amount of detail involved. There is so much detail involved that the detail by itself makes it real.
It has to, yeah. Because you'll see it. If it doesn't, if that scratch on the wall isn't in the same spot tomorrow, you'll know something's up. You'll be thinking like, wait, what happened? I know something just happened, but that's the point. Is it has to convince you. It has to be so real for the experience to be had. And it has to be. It has to be good. We're using the word game. We even have like Halo and games like that we play on video game consoles, and they have to be good to draw you in, to keep you going for hours, at hacking at all those I don't know, villains and zombies and crap like that. Because if it's not real, they can't charge you $500 for the next unit. Right? It's like everybody's got to be totally sold on how awesome this thing is. But when they're playing the game, they know they're playing a game.
But wait a second. So remember when, I don't know, how long ago was this? 20 years ago? You were just a little kid, Ben, right?
Yeah.
So 20 years ago, I think I remember when the first game came out. What the hell was it? Just the ping pong thing, right? They were like, we were just, do you remember this? I am the first game that came out on Atari where we were playing ping pong. Like, you know, there's two dashes and a little ball, and we were just hitting it. Do you remember that?
I thought Mario was the first game.
No, Mario was not the first game. No. It was just two dashes and
two dashes and a dot.
And a dot.
And it went back and forth on the screen. But it was so fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But then look what happened in 20 years. Now, and it's good. So listen to this. Our show theme is Are We Living in a Simulation? So now the games are completely an absolute simulation, and it's getting to be so good that pretty soon we could be at a crossroad that we're going to believe that that's real.
Right, but we won't believe that's actually happening right now.
Because even movies are getting to a place in their sophistication that for the time being, while we're in the theater, we think we're having a real experience and that we're in the movie. Do you is either one of you experiencing that?
Yeah, that's what I meant about the gaming. Like if you're sitting there hacking up the zombies, saving the world, you're really drawn into it. You feel like you're the hero. Like, you know you're not. You're sitting there on a couch playing with a controller, but you're really getting into it. Some people will spend their whole day Really, look at some of the gaming YouTube views. There's millions of people into this, and that's why they're actually into it. So drawn into it, the experience.
So I don't know if you guys heard that Musk, whatever his first name is, I don't remember.
Elon? Yeah.
Yeah, Elon Musk. He actually is a very much believer in the fact that we are a simulation. Like, he can talk about it for like hours and hours and hours. That's kind of interesting, because the guy's into a lot of stuff that's very creative, and he calls it the ancestor simulation. He believes that we've been doing this for a very long time, and we're just getting better at it, and that we keep recreating and recreating and recreating to the point where the game is getting better and better and better. And I can see it, I can feel it, that how we are all part of making the game better and even more believable, so that people don't, so like people like us, I mean, people like us, they think we're crazy. Are we?
That's their job. That's that side of the game. That's the beauty of this whole game thing, is that in the experience that we're having in one 24-hour period, we can run into so many different games, and the person that's talking it or whatever, they're absolutely believing it. You're the nutcase because you're not into their game. You're not believing what they're saying. And that's just this level.
So listen to this. I'm going to bring this example, an example again. Wow, my daughter yesterday put something out on Facebook, and it's about the fact that she went out the other day at night with friends, and they were drinking, and she was on her way home late at night. I think it was Friday, late at night, and she saw a girl completely drunk with no shoes on, and she picked her up and took her home. And then she made this announcement on Facebook that if anybody needs a ride, because they're too drunk. So she's a nurse, so you have to understand where she's coming from. So, but the reason I'm bringing this up is she does not connect the dots. She doesn't understand that this is her creation. Like, this is all her game.
Yeah,
and she's in
supporting
it.
her.
Yeah, completely.
That scene supported her whole game, her whole theme.
Yeah, and that girl doesn't even exist. It's just part of the.
Well, she exists as much as you do.
Well, yeah, I know, but. I don't really exist.
No, there's the definition there. Which I are you talking about or talking from?
I'm talking about this avatar, this thing that's on the
body.
picture. Yeah, the body.
That's not the eye. That's the body.
Yeah,
that's
the body.
That's the car.
Yeah. And so I get that the eye, my expanded self, is everything, and it's huge. It's like I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now, that that's all there is.
Yeah, it looks like you're having a moment. You want to smoke?
I am. I've been closing my eyes a lot. What is that about? I noticed that's something new I've been doing.
Really?
Yeah. I close my eyes on shows, and I just get in touch with the feeling, and I'm having some really interesting things going on with my body right now, like tingling feelings. And
do you see anything when they're closed? Even just weird shapes, color tones.
Not
It's-
right now. I'll let you know
Okay.
when this happens again. It happens like involuntarily. Like I just close my eyes, and I am more aware of it now than I was before. So I'm noticing now that when my eyes are closed, then what am I doing? I am going to show it. My eyes are closed. Yeah, I'll let you know when it happens again. I'm sure it will. So this is similar to what happened years ago when, for the first time, I was able to quiet my mind. And until then, it was just a concept to me. Everybody was telling me for decades that you got to get to a place of quieting your mind so that you can experience the quietness. And that happened like a few years ago. I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. For the first time ever, I experienced my mind completely quiet. There was no talk, no conversation, no noise, just quiet. I just closed my eye again. I just noticed. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really see anything. It's more of a feeling thing than a seeing thing. When I close my eyes, I am more open to feeling, like in my body. I'm feeling different sensations in my body right now when I close it.
So you're not even really looking.
No, I'm not looking.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling.
Well, you ruined the question then.
Sorry.
The question that I was talking about is even with a blindfold on, you see something. Whether it's like a strange kind of purplish black, kind of a movement show, sort of a dance of colors, but not vibrant, something. And to me, that's my theory of that is that's when the wavicles don't have to behave. And they're so tiny you can't see one of them, but you can see clusters of them. And they're always doing everything. So when your eyes are closed next time and you can actually pay attention to looking with your eyes closed, you may realize at that point you're actually seeing the field when it doesn't have to behave. There's the echo again.
It's almost like it's becoming to be more. Yeah, there's the echo. It's becoming to be more satisfying for me to have my eyes closed than have it open. That's weird.
That's even better. Because the simulation idea or hologram is that when you're open, you're seeing an illusion. So really, when they're closed, you're seeing more truth than you were.
Wow, that's really good.
And you're getting, like, everybody at work is saying, "Get back in your box. Don't talk about that shit." You're getting more comfortable talking about that shit.
And they do.
They're not.
They do. But I don't care. I don't care what they say. I still do.
Get back in your box like we are.
I still do what I do. Yeah. No. I tell them all kinds of shit, and I tell them like, "So you think that's air you're breathing?"
Yeah. See,
and
you're the show host.
I'm driving them crazy.
Yeah. Even at work, you're the show host.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at work, but you're still being Steve Unconscious TV.
It's a show. Wow. So Ben, this simulation thing is so cool. So tell us more about why this came to you. Do you know?
I don't know. It was just kind of like a high thought, to be honest. Just kind of give this kind of different ways to look at life and then, grasp it. And I like this idea of like, what if life's just rendering itself? Like right now at work, like your workplace doesn't exist right now. It only renders itself once you get to work. And like, like my neighbors, for example, don't exist until I'm at home and they're in my life, my circle, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that's the kind of this idea, like what if everything is what if nothing exists outside your realm of, influence, immediate influence, and when if you go to the mountains, they just kind of unravel and they kind of are recreated when you get there.
That's really good. So
That's
so what came to me is I used to be a real asshole consultant. So I used to be late all the time because even back then I didn't recognize time. I hated time. So I was late to meetings. So there were meetings that I used to go to that could have been as many as 20, 30 people sitting there. And because I was the consultant, I was the high paid consultant, nothing started until I get there. And so I showed up like 20 minutes late, and they
you
were
call
sitting
me an
there,
ass.
and they were sitting there for 20 minutes. And then when I walked in, you know, they were all upset, and I just said, "It doesn't start until I get here." And that's like directly connected to what you just said. And I thought until just now that that was really bad. And now I'm changing my mind. That was not really bad because it's true. It didn't start until I got there, which is what you just said. Until you show up, they don't exist. The meeting isn't started until you show up, right?
And I wonder if, like, you know, since you're late, you almost perceive them frustrated waiting for you. Like, you created that, you know, environment of them waiting for you impatiently. Like, what if they were all 20 minutes late and arrived right before you got there? They wouldn't be upset about it. So it's like almost kind of creating that environment before you get there in a way.
Yeah.
And I've done that many times before. If I was late, I was thinking about them like, oh shit, they're probably frustrated with me.
Well, back then I was so ignorant, I didn't really care. I'm a little bit more sensitive now, so I probably wouldn't do it today. But that was weird. Okay, so so where was I going with that? I have no idea.
Me too.
So this simulation thing. So wow, I was just having this conversation with my grandson, and he's only 14. That he totally gets this. Like he understands because he plays a lot of. So I'm wondering, like, would it be useful for me to play these games? Because
Finally.
I'm connecting the dots because my grandson, this 14-year-old, he's been asking me to play these games, and I always said no because what I don't care for is all the violence, and the only games around anymore is with all this stupid violence, you know, and I just don't care to give my attention to it.
Oh, you're not accepting of your dark side.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Ooh.
We were going to say that next.
You chose a side.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, I don't want to be exposed to that violence. Wow, which is really interesting. So there's a new guy that started at my finance business, and he's from the South, and I lived in the South, so we have some things that are in common and we understand. And he's a youngster, you know. It's like I hang out with lots of young people. You guys know that. So he's like 27, and he invited me to a free poker game. And I already at a bar. It's you can't gamble obviously because you have to go to the mountains to gamble, but it's just for free. And we were sitting at the same table and we were playing, and he was winning like almost every hand. And then he says, we got the echo back. So then he says, because I acknowledged him that he was doing really well, he says, well, I can lose this in just a matter of moments. And I noted that, and I said, be careful what you say. So what ended up happening, the next hand, listen to this, this only happened within like minutes. So the next hand, he again wins, but this other guy, so what you got to know about the game is that the frequency was very low. The people, it was a dive. The fact that I'm royalty, I couldn't even believe that I was there. It's like I'm going like, what am I doing in this place? This is so outside of my realm. A complete dive, right? People are drunk, drinking, and everybody's vibrating at a very low frequency. Am I judging them?
You're not accepting that either.
Okay, good.
This is really good. This is good info.
I'm going to be learning something. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm sitting there. So I'm watching him. So he's winning this next hand. This is like the fourth or fifth hand he's winning. But this time, the guy went all in, and he lost to my friend. And my friend makes this snarty remark that how stupid he was, because what he did, that he showed his hand, and he didn't have to show his hand yet because it wasn't over. There were other people still bidding, but he inadvertently showed his hand early. But he lost, and he made some snarty remark, and the guy got upset. So the guy says, I have a very short temper. Are you calling me a name? And so my friend repeated it. So the guy comes over, and by this time my friend gets up, and he starts shoving him in the corner and hitting him. So in the meantime, security is being called.
Oh, God.
And I'm going like, what am I doing here? And security is called, and he lost all his chips. They threw him out. And so within like 3-4 minutes, like he said, he lost everything. So I'm going like, oh my God, what a creator he is, and what a creator I am. That's what I realized, that within just a few minutes, whatever he said, we made it, part of the game, and we made it real. And he had to leave. He was thrown out. And so what I'm noticing about this example is that, yeah, I wasn't accepting. As a matter of fact, I stayed there though. I stayed and finished playing. And I said, I don't think I'm going to be back, because I just didn't enjoy all the negative energy and the negative vibration and all that bullshit. So, well, that's interesting. Okay, so going back to the simulation. So this is my simulation, right? And I created that whole thing, right?
How?
Give me some feedback. Give me some feedback here.
Oh, I was waiting until you were finished, but how did you create all that? You said it. It was in the story.
How did I create all that?
Yeah. How did he create that?
Well, he created it by really believing that he can lose it within minutes. Now, it didn't have to be lost the way it's normally lost, which is through betting. He chose a different way of losing it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The result is the same.
You have to watch this show later and come to this exact segment and watch how you just diverted answering the question truthfully.
Oh,
it's wild. Because you answered it in the story, and you used a specific word each time you answered it in the story, but when I asked you directly, ego self wouldn't let that word out.
Oh wow. I'm such a liar.
It.
I'm such a liar still. What's the word?
Going back to the story, be careful what you say.
Oh,
Words.
okay. Yeah.
Words.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I turned to him and I said,
and information.
Be careful what you say, because maybe you'll create that like
right.
within minutes. And he did.
If everything's energy and information, there's the energy, but then there's the information.
Mm-hmm.
He informed his hologram what is to happen, and it did.
Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, when I was leaving, I texted him and I said, look at how powerful you are.
Yeah.
You can make that happen within seconds. So that's just proof that if we can make that happen, we can make anything happen, right?
That's the funny thing, because if it is all in your head, really, somehow hooked up to all your nervous system and your visual center and your auditory center, then it's in your head who's in there, who's in control of that. You. Absolutely anything you can really accept, you will experience. It's basically your dream. That's the best wording for it. It's like, I've had dreams where I have jumped from building top to building top to treetop. And these were like, so if in a dream you could do something like that or fly or whatever, why can't you in this? Because you signed up for the limited experience. But you're not stuck with it. Because then that would be an impossibility in.
So Ben, what are you hearing? Ben, what are you hearing in this? Are you hearing anything?
Oh yeah, I'm just kind of, just the fact of how fast it was that he's able to create that is kind of crazy. You know, he sucks with how you lose everything and immediately it's gone. Like, how could we do that in the benefit? How can I sell $1 million?
Yeah, and the reason I brought it up is because it's directly connected to the conversation we're having about simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going like, oh my God, if this can, it's almost like I think there is a possibility. No, I don't think there's a possibility. I know there is a possibility that as we say something, it can immediately be created. Like there isn't even need to be a 3 or 4 minute delay. It could be immediate.
Yeah. There's no such thing as time.
Right.
The question is, how do we get like $1 million? I want like a lottery ticket right now, $1 million. How can I just attract that in my life, like today? You know?
Oh, that's funny.
20 Robbins had a seminar, and he was talking about, like, you know, you gotta strive for what you want and all these things. This couple's like, I want $1 million in like 6 months.
That's all bullshit. Because the reason why that's all bullshit and why it doesn't work, like there's all these seminars and there's all these things people do and give their money to all these gurus. It's all bullshit because underneath, I'm working on the money thing with myself. So the reason why it's bullshit is because underneath that, yeah, who doesn't want $1 million? Everybody does. But the reason why we don't have it is because there's something underneath all that we don't believe we deserve it. So until that crap is all cleared out, you can talk about it. You can have positive conversations about it. You can create a montage that you have $1 million. You can do all that crap. It won't make any difference.
You have to believe you deserve it first. You have to feel like
well, because there's stuff and there's crap underneath all that in terms of what you want that's keeping us from having it. And that's what's got to be dealt with. Right, I.M.?
I'm just sitting here giggling. Playing with
I wasn't hearing. No, I wasn't hearing any giggling.
Yep, it was very, very loudly silent because both of you are talking about issues that you guys are the masters of. Because I like, if I want to talk to anyone on this show right now about how do I improve my financial life naturally, you know, who's really out of the three of us, who is the one that seems to shine there, I would say that Ben took that trophy on the first show. His whole perspective about needing money isn't there. So that's why I started giggling when he said $1 million, because he's the money master. And you were talking about stories and stuff a lot, and I can see some really huge clues for your story. I don't know if you're seeing it, even though you've said it more than 5 times in the show.
Yeah, but Ben is the one that brought it up,
So-
that he wants $1 million. He would like to create $1 million, and he was
Well,
wondering
I think
why
it was
isn't-
more general, like everybody wants it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And he, in the first show, I think I remember word for word because it was so masterful. In the first show, said that he just doesn't even have that. It just never, it's not even a thought, and it's always abundant in his reality. So the thoughts
Yeah,
that
and
he does have,
in my reality, the exact opposite is true. It's always the lack of money that's in my freaking face.
no, in your mind.
In my mind, whatever.
You just said those words around. Okay, but you just said those words around money, and on the very first show, he said the totally opposite around money. So your thoughts around money are 2 total polar opposites.
Yeah.
And he has it just all around him, and you're in a 9 to 5, all about making lack, even if it's your customer, because they need your help. There's this whole major theme going on. And anyway, and then you were talking about how everybody, wants money, and everybody's got this whole I'm not worth it kind of thing and all that. And we already talked about which I are you perceiving from and speaking from. So who do you think you are? You think you're the avatar. The one that has the story of not accepting.
Playing the limited game, yeah.
Right, and you were born into, I gotta get out of here. You were born into non-acceptance. I can't accept this. I can't accept that. I'm out of here. See you later. And then you gave us the story about the bar and the atmosphere and the energy. And that other one where you weren't accepting your dark side. I don't remember the story. But there's this whole, I can't accept that. I don't accept that. You're at war.
Mm.
And that's the main story. So if you want a really key changer for your game, start accepting everything. Everything.
Very good.
Yeah. And for Ben, it would just be listen to yourself. You're a master. Take for him, it'd be, and I would take what I'm going to say to him and apply it to all 3 of us. Listen to how he talks of money, the thoughts around money, and then just change the topic. Age, time, health, women, relationships, whatever. Use the same thoughts, the same way of thinking about it in different topics. And we've all got to figure out who we want to actually be. When you say this is a simulation and all that, that means that you aren't that. You just said the whole thing is not real. So what you call Steve is a lie. It looks true, but it's a lie. But there is a real I inside there who's just laughing his head off.
Well, yeah, but it makes sense. But there's an unlearning I'm doing because yes, I did buy all this crap, and I haven't been able to just get rid of it overnight.
See, you're at war.
Whatever.
Did I win a prize? I'll take the pink dinosaur.
And I'm the one that's been doing this show, this network for 12 years about consciousness. Yeah.
Okay. Do you see that? 9 to 5, you're chasing down the whole belief and theme about lack of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're not doing that, you're chasing down the whole belief and theme of I've got to work on this. If you have to work on it, you don't already have it. So your thoughts around it are, I've got to work on this. But you're the master.
That's interesting. I like what you said, how you said, if you have to work on it, that means you don't have it. So if you're working on trying to get something,
yeah,
you don't have it. I can definitely see that how it applies to a lot of things in my own life. That's interesting.
Look at what you just said, and then examine that beside the story that you told us about money in the first show. You don't work on it. You don't even think you got to work on it. And it's just always there. See how everybody is the master. If they can see what they're doing in a way that they call favorable or right in that area of life, and then just apply the same thing to all the other areas. Steve, you may actually have to come to a point to accept that you didn't want to accept even this, just to get beyond it.
I'm actually not resisting this at all. I mean, I don't know what you're thinking over there. Not that it matters.
There's an inner thing going on, and
I am
you're
not resisting
loud about it.
I'm not resisting this. I'm actually glad that this is coming out, and it wouldn't be coming out if I didn't have the mouth I have. Which, you know, I have a big mouth, and I talk about this shit, and I bring it up, and I obviously brought it up because I needed to hear something here, and I did hear something really important.
What?
You're an asshole. What
I know, this is serious shit. Stop laughing.
No, it's not. This is not serious at all. This is funny. This is funny. And I don't care that we're making fun of me. I don't care.
No, I'm making fun of all of us. Even to Ben.
Okay, so what I'm getting here is, holy shit.
Headache.
We don't have time for me to describe what I'm getting. Time is running out. Wow.
Is there a limit?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, you got to be somewhere. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing multiple games today.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
I get that. I did it all week. Oh, maybe you could set the theme for next show now. We'll open with that.
Whatever. Okay, so wow. So what the hell would I be doing? This is what's coming to me. What would I be doing with myself if I didn't have these things to work on? Like, I'm like completely like speechless. Like,
you know, okay, the beauty in that.
If I'm not going, if I'm not going to the corporate life of mine on Monday morning, because I don't have to. Because you're correct. I mean, everything that I created from lack. Because all the people that I'm working with in my corporate life are lacking money.
The owners.
Every one of them. They need money.
Well, the owners have that mindset, but they have money.
The owners do.
Yeah, but they still have the mindset of I need more money.
Mm-hmm. They're not satisfied with what they have. They need more.
Yeah. So everything is supporting the scene.
Mm. So
that's why your question was so beautiful, and why everybody who's actually trying to talk to their family or friends about this, and they seem to be the only one that's into it. I don't know where it's going with that, but I will.
And let me tell you where I'm going to go with that. So the other day, I had a conversation. It was a family conversation, and my daughter-in-law, and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to have a big argument. So but it got right into my core. What she said, this is the word she used, because we were talking about, I have roommates and they're not paying the rent on time, blah, blah, blah. And this is the word she said. There is no free lunch. And what I wanted to say is that's incorrect.
Right, there's no lunch.
There is no lunch. It's all a fucking simulation, and therefore everything is free. This is all free. What are you talking about?
How, now I know what I was talking about. When you're facing all the friends and family and all that sort of stuff, you just sort of clicked into why they struggle so much and just want you to shut up. Because you said, what would I do? And to rephrase that, it would be, what would I be? My whole life is this story. My whole life is this
doing. My whole life has been about this doing.
And everything
like what you said, escaping, not accepting communism. I just checked out of it, I've been always escaping some shit, like my relationships.
You just said another story about it.
The money. I'm always escaping. I'm an escape artist.
You escaped an argument.
That's my new title.
Did you hear that one?
Steve Toad, escape artist.
You escaped an argument. In your last story, you escaped the possible conflict. You expect the conflict. You expect war.
But at least I'm being authentic about it.
Right. But that's what authentic is so important. So you can see your story.
See, I just want to close my eyes. I don't want to see.
You want to go see? Are we there yet?
I don't want to see any of this.
Yeah. Please make him shut up. Somebody kill that guy. Crucify him.
It will happen. No worries.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Well, this was pretty deep. All right. I don't know what I'm going to do now, but my day is designed. I'm going to go play tennis.
That's the neat thing about being authentic, when you're actually moving into accepting your real story, even if it is a whole story of lack and struggle and fight and war. You're moving into the writer's spot. Like you're finally getting into your office. So you can finally start rewriting it. I'm done with that. Yeah, I did actually want to feel at war with everything in my life and expect it and all that sort of crap. But now I know it's all in my head and I'm actually the creator of all of it. And there's only the limits that I say there is. So let's start playing. Let's see what it can do. See what it can do. Like maybe actually play a video game. Just to get used to the idea.
How it's played. Yeah.
Or the feel of just playing.
Okay. Well, this was extremely valuable to me. Wow.
Glad somebody got something out of it.
What a show. You didn't get anything. You're such an ass. Whatever. I don't care.
I'm being my natural, accepting self.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Well, this was good. Wow. Amazing. Look at what I created today. Wow.
Sure, take all the credit.
I'm so powerful. What?
Sure, take all the credit.
There's only one of us on this show, and that's me. Well, this was good. Anything to say, Ben?
Nothing else.
Huh?
I feel like my homework is to play video games now and try to recreate my tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. And of course, you already know all this, so there's nothing for you to do.
Yeah, just be.
Just be. Okay. Okay, thanks, guys. This was wow. This was incredible.
I might learn something if I rewatch this.
I hope this show will go viral. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, that's it. I'm out. You guys were fantastic. Thank you so much for being here.
We were.
Next time, later. Goodbye. Adios.